everyone, I am here with a Bible study. I hope you're having a good night. Let's see, tonight we are in the book of Hebrews. We'll be reading Hebrews chapter 12, and the devotion tonight is by Pat Butler Dyson. And let's see, the verse she picked out to go with her devotion tonight is Hebrews 12 verse 1, which says, it's a long one, "Since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." Amen. Why does this do this? I keep wanting to watch something when I'm done with all the videos, and I got it on pause, but it keeps so long, it keeps playing itself, and I pause it, then it starts playing itself again after so long. It's so aggravating. Alright, so let me go to Hebrews chapter 12, and I will read that for you. Sure felt my pen again. I'm always losing stuff. Still ain't felt my glasses. Ain't that crazy? Okay, in chapter 12 of Hebrews, we'll be reading about God disciplines his sons, warning against refusing God, and that is it. It's really not too long. Okay. It's actually the second to last chapter of Hebrews, and then you go to the book of James. I'll put that down for now, I don't need it. Alright, so let's get started. He disciplines his sons and daughters. It's like you would your children, because you love them. Teach them, right from wrong. So they learn. "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood, and you have forgotten that word of encouragement that addresses you as sons. My son, do not make light of the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you, because the Lord disciplines those he loves, and he punishes everyone he accepts as a son or daughter. Endure hardship as discipline. Endure hardship as discipline. God is treating you as sons and daughters. For what son is not disciplined by his father? If you are not disciplined, and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are illegitimate children, and not true sons or daughters. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of our spirits and live? Our fathers disciplined us for a little while as they thought best, but God disciplines us for our good, that we may share in his holiness. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. It's hot. Therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees. Make level paths for your feet, so that the lame may not be disabled, but rather healed. Make every effort to live in peace with all men and to be holy without holiness. No one will see the Lord. See to it that no one misses the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. See that no one is sexually immoral or is godless like Esau, who for a single meal sold his inheritance rights as the oldest son. Afterward, as you know, when he wanted to inherit his blessing, he was rejected. He could bring about no change of mind, though he sought the blessing with tears. That's talking about Jacob and Esau, who were twins, and they were the sons of Isaac and Rebekah. And Esau, of course, he was the oldest twin, and he would, inherit everything. But they were hunting one day, Esau and Jacob, and Esau was very hungry, and Jacob had food, and Esau never got anything. And Esau was hungry and asked Jacob for food, and Jacob was like, give me your rights as, the oldest son, so he'd inherit instead of Esau. And Esau said, okay. He gave him the rights, and so Jacob gave him food. But when Isaac was dying, and he was blind, Esau wanted his rights back. He was a liar. He wanted them back. He had no intention of really doing that. So Isaac, his favorite was Esau. Rebekah, her favorite was Isaac. Her favorite was Jacob, sorry. All these names get me mixed up. So before Esau came back, Rebekah, knowing what was going on, Esau was very, very hairy. Some men are very hairy. Jacob wasn't. So, remember, Isaac was blind now and dying. So Rebekah put like fur for stuff on Isaac or on Jacob and sent him in there. And he said, Dad, give me the blessing as the oldest, now. And, that was for the oldest to, get the rights and everything. And he said, you feel, because all the hair, you feel like my son Esau, but you sound like my son Jacob. And he asked Rebekah, his wife, who is this? And she said, it's your son Esau. So of course he trusted his wife that was his son Esau. So he gave him the rights as the oldest son. And then he left, and Esau came in. And Esau was like, give me the rights, Father. And then he's like, I already gave them the rights. I'm sorry. But I'm Esau. And he says, I'm sorry, I can't. I've already given the rights. And he was very upset. And he asked for a blessing anyway. So he gave him a little blessing. But he had already gave the big blessing to Jacob. And Jacob left, of course, because Esau was very furious. But that's where I'll stop with there, because that's a whole different story. Sorry, so I wanted to give you the background. You have not come to a mountain that can be touched and that is burning with fire, to darkness, gloom, and storm, to a trumpet blast, or to such a voice speaking words that those who heard it begged that no further word be spoken to them, because they could not bear what was commanded. If even an animal touches the mountain, it must be stoned. Oh yeah, nobody can step foot on it, or they would have to be killed. The sight was so terrifying that Moses said, I am trembling with fear. But you have come to Mount Zion, to the heavenly Jerusalem, the city of the living God. You have come to thousands upon thousands of angels in joyful assembly to the church of the firstborn, whose names are written in heaven. You have come to God the judge, of all men, to the spirits of righteous men made perfect, to Jesus, the one mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. See to it that you do not refuse him who speaks. If they did not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, how much less will we if we turn away from him who warns us from heaven? At that time his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised once more, I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens. The words once more indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful, and so worship God, acceptably thankful, and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. All right. Wouldn't you not want to step foot on that mountain? Wouldn't you be scared? What if you seen all this that they said, God up there, all the mighty firstborns, all thousands and thousands of angels, and the purest good people, and Jesus, the firstborn, all the holy people, God himself, us being unworthy. We wouldn't feel worthy to step foot up there, would we? I wouldn't. I definitely would not feel good enough to step up there. How about you? Would you feel worthy to step up there? Here it goes again. Stop it. Okay, so I can put the Bible down now. I always make sure the Bible is on top, so I don't do much with it here. So let's go to the devotion now. I shouldn't have told that story about Jacob and Esau. I'm probably behind. Sure will have to check it for me. I asked you to turn the fan on for me before I started the video. Never did. I got him a set of cards off eBay. A complete set of the Gremlins cards. The stickers. Now he's putting them in an album.
I'm trying.
So he's obsessed over there. Okay, so the devotion by Pat Butler says, she says, today I sent a birthday card to a man I don't know. I saw on the Aggie Network that Colonel Tom Ike Morris was celebrating his 109th birthday, making him the oldest living Aggie. An Aggie is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Aggie's current and past share an intimate bond. A&M school colors are maroon and white. Our school colors were maroon and gray. And it's said that Aggies bleed maroon. For generations, everyone in my family, including me, has gone to A&M. On Ike's birthday card, I mentioned my dad, Bill Butler, and my uncle, O.D. Butler, both from the class of 1939. And like Ike, World War II veterans, I'm fiercely proud of those men and how bravely they served. I am in every single war. They have to be so brave to take their life in their own hands and go out there and do that, risking their lives. You have to be very brave to do that. Very, very brave. Knowing, going out there with guns, going through the woods or wherever you're going through, with a gun in your hand, knowing that you're going out there and people are out there with a gun coming up on you, looking to shoot you as well, or a bomb or whatever, that you also could die at any time, or have your leg blowed off or anything. You have to be very brave. I've always cherished the reverence to the great cloud of witnesses in Hebrews. During trying times, I am comforted by thinking of all who have gone before me, lining the streets of heaven and cheering me on as I strive to finish the race of life. Along the route, I imagine not only Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but also my parents and grandparents. Amelia Earhart, Jimmy Stewart, President Kennedy, and of course Jesus, the most encouraging one of them all. Myriads of people today are fascinated by tracing their roots, finding out who their relatives are and what countries they came from. It might be exciting to find out you are kin to someone famous, but I really don't have a desire to track my roots. Just knowing I come from Jesus is good enough for me. Me too. Make a list of the people who compromise your great cloud of witnesses. Thank Jesus for them. All right. So we can put that aside and mark it that we've done that one. So I guess it's saying make a list of all the people in your life that you know has got your back if something happens. It's people that's got your back. Jesus has always got your back. Oh, yes. The next Bible study, which will God willingly be tomorrow, will be Psalm 16. Psalm, yes. Okay, so of course I will get that ready when we're done. Okay, I got Circle of Kindness for you if we got time. Sherm. I'll go ahead and do it first. Okay. I got 2 of them, so we'll have one.
You're killing me.
We'll have one for the next time as well. Let me wait and see what time it is here.
It's 17.
Okay, could you turn that on for me?
No.
Over there. Over there. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Go sit down.
No.
Go finish your project.
It won't work.
It won't work. Why?
It won't match up.
What?
It won't match up.
What do you mean? Is the inserts too small? Can you buy some bigger ones or something?
It won't match up. See?
No. They said it was a complete set.
It is a complete set, but it won't match up.
Well, it must not be a complete set then.
It is a
What?
complete set.
Well, that don't make sense. I don't know. Don't make sense to me.
It won't match up.
How's it a complete set then? They lied. They lied. I'm always getting scammed.
Honey,
Hmm?
it won't match up.
If it's a complete set, it should match up.
It won't match up.
Don't you guys think if it's a complete set, it should match up?
It won't match up.
Okay, let's get started with this. This one is from Jan King from Columbia, Tennessee. Her kindness was so uplifting. After a year of staying home in quarantine, I decided it was time to update my wardrobe. I ordered a new outfit online, including a bright yellow purse. I also needed a haircut, and while I was getting my hair done, I told my stylist about my yellow purse and how excited I was about finally getting out. She immediately went and found a bright yellow nail polish and gave it to me to match my purse. I wanted to pay for it, but she wouldn't let me. Her kindness was so uplifting. Okay, this one is by Glenda Emerson, let's see, from Canada. I was so grateful he was there. The other day, I was walking home when I was stopped by a crowd of people gathered in a large group. There was a stone wall on one side and a busy street on the other. I'm physically disabled, so I really didn't want to have to walk back to the corner at the other end of the block to cross the street. Thankfully, as I was waiting for the group to move, a man came along. He realized my problem and, risking his own safety, stepped into the street and stopped traffic so I could get around the group blocking the sidewalk. I didn't get his name, but I'm so grateful that there are still true gentlemen in this world. Or even Jesus in disguise himself, right? Or someone you can see Jesus in. Those are good people. Other people not do nothing, or people just being rude. Rude and ignorant. But we don't care about people. Let them help themselves. Or somebody else will help them, you know. That's the big thing, you know, that there is now, I think. You see somebody hurting or somebody needing help. Let's just ignore them. Somebody else will help them. Somebody will do it. That's what it is now. Or they stand there with their phone and film it. Somebody will come and help them. Let's record. Everybody stand there with their phones out. That's what you see all the time. That's the truth. And the last one is by Marilyn Freeman from Florida. I feel so fortunate to have such a thoughtful neighbor. I live in North Florida, where moss gathers on almost all the trees. I have several large oak and dogwood trees in my yard. When I first moved to the area, I quickly discovered I couldn't get near moss without breaking out in a rash. Wow. At one point, I mentioned this to my neighbors, Bill and Nancy. Each day, Bill walks with his sweet little dogs, BB and Lizzie. When they pass my house, Bill always stops to pick up the fallen moss in my yard and driveway. This is such a huge help to me. I feel so fortunate to have such a wonderful, thoughtful neighbor. That's nice. So she don't have to pick it up and get a rash. It's really nice. So I hope, oh, I was getting ready to say, hope you guys have a good day. So we're done.
I wish you would.
No, I'm not done yet. Hopefully, you might want to keep checking the time.
See?
So I'm going to do the animal devotion next, and then we've got this, and then we'll be done.
There's that.
Okay. Okay.
There's that.
Oh, you got it complete? So you did fix it.
Yeah.
Well, what's the extra one for?
The ignorance.
You got it holding it in your hand?
That's just the picture. What's
Oh.
it's supposed to look like after it's done?
Oh, so you got the complete set?
Yeah.
He completed it.
See?
Yeah, good job. Good job. He got it. Good job. Good job. All right, here we go, guys. Everybody pick an animal real quick. Pick an animal.
Duck.
Duck for sure.
Duck, duck, duck.
Layla, everyone, pick an animal. The title tells what the animal is, so I'm just saying, pick your animal. You'll know by the title, but that's okay. Pick your animal now. All right, let's get started. I know you said a duck. The path of the bats. It's a bat. Psalm 16:11. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasure at your right hand. And this story is by Lucy H. Chambers. Over Memorial Day weekend, we drove out to West Texas to see a colony of Mexican free-tailed bats. My uncle said 10 million bats would swarm out of the cave at sunset. We scrambled up to the rocky hillside and waited. Dusk fell. The cave mouth remained quiet. Fearing we had come in the wrong season, we packed to leave. A few swallows began twisting over the cave mouth like dark smoke. Bats trickled out. The sky filled with the beating of wings, and bats streamed out in an ever-winding spiral. Millions of bats, fury creatures that can fly up to 60 miles per hour. Did you know that? They can fly up to 60 miles an hour. Oh my gosh. know that. Man, they could probably outrun a cheetah. How fast they say the cheetahs could go? My gosh, I can't believe that. Climb to 1,000 feet and travel 800 miles in one evening. We were awed, then stunned. Red-tailed hawks and peregrine falcons hovered over beyond the ridge. When bats left the spiral, the predators whooped in and picked them off. The bats had an ever-winding path and hundreds of square miles in which to fly freely, feasting on insects. When they stayed together in the prescribed pattern, in the center of the near of the edge, they were safe. But when they strayed off alone, raptors caught them. God has provided a path for me too. Sometimes I fear this path limits my creativity or independence. But watching the bats that evening, I realized my path is wide and far-reaching, leading to my heart's desire. God is not a limit on how high or far I can go, but a refuge that provides the freedom to soar in ways that will sustain me and fill me with joy. Dear Lord, of the heavens and the earth, I can be so stubborn and proud, wanting to fly off and do things my way. Help me to have patience, to find lasting joy on your path and trust that it provides all I need. Amen. Amen. All right, guys. Sharon, can you see how much time I got? I got one more to read, if we got time here.
$27.
The next one gives 27. Let me see how long it is.
You ain't gonna have time.
I ain't gonna have time to do another one, guys. So I'll end it here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Let's bring those souls to Jesus. And God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible study. Bye, guys. God bless.